I've just visited my homeland of Australia, and I've been reminded once again how strangely my countrymen behave around pedestrian crossings. Have you ever been to Australia? Then you'll know what I'm talking about. You arrive at the pedestrian crossing and you see 20 otherwise liberated, sophisticated, carefree individuals turned instantly into dead-eyed slaves, lost in groupthink, looking up to a little man towering over them who says, "No, don't, stop." That is what you will see at the lights everywhere in Australia. It does not matter if there are no cars in sight. It does not matter if tumbleweed is blowing down the street. Australians will stop. They will obey. They will look up to the little man and watch attentively for his permission to cross the road. That is not how I cross the road. I'm a very busy man, places to see, people to do. I come to the intersection and I press the button 4, 5, 6 times. I don't care if I've just seen you press the button. How can I trust you to press the button? We've never met. You might be a total button-pressing moron. How do I know? If you want a button press, you got to press it yourself. But I'm not pressing the button to change the pedestrian lights. I don't care about the pedestrian lights. I'm trying to change the traffic lights to slow the cars. It's the cars I'm worried about. And when the cars slow, even for a second, I will cross the road, green man or no green man. Often in Australia, I'd find myself breaking free from the herd, stepping out onto the street, sort of tutting as I go, repressing the urge to stop in the middle of the road and look back and say, "Wake up, sheeple! Look, I'm not being mown down by traffic. Lightning is not striking. The little red man is not shooting little red lasers at me. I'm free. You're free. You're grown-ups. You can cross the road. Throw off the shackles of the little man towering above you. Walk into the future, my brothers and sisters. Live. I want you to live." I'm thinking that as I cross. I'm thinking that every single time I cross the road in Australia, but I don't say it. Instead, I just cross the road, deliberately walking slower than my normal pace, just to demonstrate how much time you actually have to cross this road. If only you'd rouse yourself from your self-inflicted servitude. As I get to the other side, I do a little as I step through the street zombies on the other side of the road, and so I walk down the street a full 20 seconds ahead of the losers behind me. And as I stride forwards into the future, there is a part of me that envies them. You know, they know where they stand at least, stuck under their little red man. They seem like they've got nothing better to do. They must have much more inner peace than me to just stop like that. It must be nice to be so carefree. It must be nice to have so little in their lives going on. And it must be nice not to have to worry about getting run over. You just entrust yourself to the little man above you. You let him worry about the dangers around you so you don't have to. But in the end, I consider myself too grown up, too hungry for experiences, too free to ever subject myself to their dead-eyed slavery. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how most modern Westerners think about Christians, right? If you're a Christian, you are one of those strange people stuck under an image of a little man who towers over you. You are a dead-eyed slave to the figure thrust up into the sky who is there to tell you, "No, don't, stop." While the rest of the world marches on, you Christians, you are lost in groupthink. The grown-ups in the world are free. They have things to do, places to go. They are hungry for experiences, but you are too afraid. You entrust yourself to your little man. Shut your eyes to the rest of the world, and maybe you do have a bit more peace, a bit less anxiety. But you're a child, enslaved to the little man above who tells you no. But if you see Christians that way, you have misunderstood Christianity entirely. Christianity is not about halting under the no of a little man above you. It's about the great God of heaven who stooped down to love you and liberate you. Jesus is the image of the invisible God, so says Colossians chapter 1. Not a little man that we thrust up into the heavens. Jesus is the source of life who stooped down to pour himself out for us. Maybe, like me, you don't like to get stuck at the traffic lights. Okay. But that's not what Christianity is like. And here's the danger for all of us. Don't get stuck with a false view of Jesus. Jesus is the God who sets you free. It's the 11th of September. This is Speak Life, and you're watching the livecast.